Hemisphere? Oh, you can't hear me.
All right, we're live.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Here we go. Yeah, we're live. We're on the air. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first broadcasted race for the Catalack Cup.
Yes, this is our tournament for the fall of 2022, or spring if you live in the southern hemisphere. The Catalack Cup, and this is the first match of round one. Today we're going to see smercjd versus Kyuketsuki. And the flags for this tournament are Boss Rando and Gear Rando. And the Gear Rando is a newer one that we're really excited to show off.
Yeah, no, so Gear Rando, you'll be able to see the items very quickly as the racers run through. If it has a question mark, exclamation mark, or is it a minus?
It'll be a plus or a
Plus or
minus
minus, yes.
or a question mark. And a plus generally means that the gear is better than it used to be. A minus generally means it's worse than it used to be, and a question mark means it's different. For example, something that had an offensive effect might get a defensive effect instead. And it's hard to judge whether that is better. It just depends on the situation. But there are a lot of different equipment options. The different effects on the treasure are recorded and then shuffled between everything, so we could see all kinds of stuff. And some of the shuffled effects include the ultimate weapon effects. So now any character can wind up with a rainbow weapon or a wonder weapon or a crisis weapon, except for Ayla, of course.
Yeah, Ayla actually has a chance to roll Magic Plus on her fists.
Yes. Yes. Ayla's fists can roll special effects too. And we are off with Marl and Frog as our starting characters.
So, not the best combination you want to start off. You got your Team Blue, Team Slow, but you're definitely hoping to get Ice 2 or Water 2 early on from either of these.
Absolutely.
So, looks like one of my crops got messed up here. Hold on, I might fix this quickly. They're both messed up now.
Smirk popping into the shop in Pori while Q starts with setting Xenon Bridge.
Oh, I know what happened. There we go. I accidentally changed screens they were on. It messed up their ratio. Sorry about that.
All good. Looks fine now.
All right. Yeah. So Q is running into the forest, grabbing some texts and tabs. Smirk is doing the thing I always forget and starting the bridge. And we're gonna see our third character real early here.
Yep, Smirk is going right into Cathedral.
So the ultimate troll here would be continuing with finding Robo, just super team healer.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you'd see runners tend to get their first couple of texts in a couple of different spots before doing this Nagaet fight to try and get that screen clear tech or just a couple more levels.
Yeah, it is quite safe at the beginning, but it can be very slow.
Yes. So if we keep an eye on Q's screen here, we will see what our first two texts from these two characters should be. The slow really slowing down Team Slowpoke.
No, okay,
Ice 2?
yeah, Ice 2, Cure 2, and Cure 2 Heal.
Heal is also really strong tech on Frog.
Yeah, those redundant Cure 2s are not so great, but Ice 2 and Heal are both really nice to have up front. So, we'll see what these players do with their parties. They may not end up keeping both these characters because Marl and Frog can be kind of redundant to one another. But I think if I were playing, I would at least be keeping one of them for sure.
For sure, and I think one of the major changes that we've done to Marl since their last real broadcast was the addition of re-raise to replace Cure 1.
Yes.
And
Marl.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Marl, she not only has re-raise replacing Cure 1, so that puts the Green Dream effect on anybody and you can apply it in battle. She has also been given an extra point of speed, because in Jets of Time, actually, Luca and Robo a long time ago were given a boost to their base speed, which was definitely necessary, which brought them even with Marl. So in order to return her that benefit that she has over Luca and Robo, Marl has been given one more point of speed. So she starts at 9 instead of 8.
Which I didn't notice how noticeable it would be until I played with it.
It's really a big help. That one fewer speed tab to get someone up into the sort of like green zone for speed is very valuable.
Yeah, we're seeing Dreamstone on the snail stop, so that's one half of the quick go mode. Now we see what's on Lazy Carpenter.
Yep.
As well as
right.
Chrono.
Chrono on the left. Not necessarily too bad. With Chrono, his tech list and the weapons you can find for him are often what determine whether he's any good or not. He does pair very well with Marl a lot, so...
For sure, with the Aura Whirl and Ice Sword 2 are a really good tech, especially if you drop Frog. Aura Whirl will still give you that AoE heal.
Oh yeah. It can be very useful.
The 1000s are bringing us 2 rocks. We got the Sunstone and the Dreamstone for our checks.
All right.
Or Moonstone, I should say.
Yes. Once upon a time, it was a Sunstone. And it may be again, although I'm sure our runners hope that it won't be, because the Moonstone turn-in requires access to a lot of things, and anytime you have to do it, it makes you feel very behind.
Low roll on our power tabs for +2.
Yep. Right, Smirk starting the bromide fight.
Q is not petting the validation cat. He is vehemently against petting validation cat, so don't expect to see that light up on his tracker.
Mm-hmm.
Q now going into the cathedral. I expect Kyu will have a much quicker Naga-et fight.
Indeed. This is, in fact, the main reason that most players will choose to gain some levels before going into Cathedral. Is just to have any chance of wiping these early fights. It really speeds things up. Whether you finish Cathedral or not, and it looks like Smirk is pretty happy for now and making his way out. And we'll see what he's going to try next.
I know, well, during now that the Acings are all closed, the first Catalack Cup qualifying seed or seeding seed, play-in stage is what we're calling it. That's the word I'm looking for. The first seed required Robo out of the back of the cathedral, so to get anywhere.
It did. So... and almost all of us did literally everything else we could before figuring out that we had to go get him out of the back of the cathedral. So most of the time it's true that you probably don't need it, but it's always possible. So there is that little bit of risk inherent in skipping cathedral.
And we do have 2 of the quest characters between Marl and Frog, so you're mostly safe, but you're never fully safe. And a gate
Indeed.
key from the bridge.
Oh, very nice.
That's
Well,
huge.
I'm sure he's keeping that. Depending on what the key item from Xenon Bridge is, a lot of players might choose to reset out of it. It might be something they don't need at all. It might be something where they're like, well, if I actually need it, I can go back for it. But that gate key will give you access to prehistory and the end of time and antiquity as well. But the first two are more important. End of time especially because that will unlock Specchio to unlock magic for the 4 characters that need it, 3 of whom are the starting party. So I'm sure that Smirk is really happy to see that early.
I would be very happy to see it. I would also be hoping for an easy boss at the end here, because I think Smirk is still, using a wood sword on Chrono.
Yes, he just zipped into Cathedral and zoomed right out. I don't think he's picked up a lot of treasure yet. We will see what these Aussie fights drop. They've got the potential for some nice gear.
I've invested in Ether.
Full Ether, not bad. Yeah. Oh, and there's Luminaire on Chrono, which he probably won't be able to cast yet for Smirk because Chrono actually can't cast Luminaire until level 7. He will not have enough MP until then.
Yeah, somebody in chat did say early woe.
Could
so
be.
Cthulhu Crisis has been summoned.
Yes. That is the other thing the gate key opens. You can go do Mount Woe in the Age of Antiquity. You can't go into Zeal until you've cleared a Go mode dungeon like Magus's Castle or Tyrannolair. But you can visit the Earthbound Cave. Mount Woe is a really interesting play because it's a pretty intense dungeon. You need to be prepared for it, otherwise it's going to take you a really long time, and you don't want it to do that. But the treasure up there is primo.
And someone mentioning in chat, One Free Fits, that they would check out the Dactyl character. It's also worth mentioning that Dactyl character will start at level 15.
Yes.
So the earlier you get the gate key, the stronger that character is comparatively to your starting party.
Yep.
And we have a regular Zombor.
All right, well that's...
Excuse me while I check to see
if
it's actually randomized bosses. Yes, it is.
Good. Yes, and this is good news. Xenon Bridge in our old boss rando and the 3.1 boss rando was actually pretty dangerous because only 2-part bosses would swap with 2-part bosses. So there was a 50% chance you would fight a mutant here, and that was not fun.
Or Elder Lavos spawn.
Oh yeah, 2 of those. The lava spawns, at least you can just like punch them in the face and they'll die. The mutants, if you don't have the right stuff, you can just get walled. And so that was never fun. But now with our newer boss rando, most things shuffle. There's a couple that don't. Our series doesn't. Dragon Tank doesn't. There's a few, but the vast majority of bosses can now appear anywhere.
Yeah, the only real weird exception to any of that rule is Guardian, just because the Guardian boss itself is a sprite that's built as part of the background, which is why in Cathedral here, we're only going to see a small portion of Giga Gaia. The rest of him is actually background sprites.
Yep.
So Guardian loads as a new instead of what you would expect.
Yep. Maybe we should change Giga Gaia's head to a new too. That'd be funny.
Just line it up enough that the hands look like they're part of the new.
Yeah, and color it purple. And give it the same palette. But yes, Giga Gaia in the back of the cathedral is, in a sense, a really nice thing, because whatever's in the back of the cathedral is very weak. That is simply a really weak spot to get through. Anything back there isn't causing you trouble anywhere else.
That is true. Smirk has the top half down of Zombor. It won't be long before we get to see what the 4th character behind the cathedral ends up being.
Indeed. The only real question that I have is which of his quote-unquote blue mages will Q dump first. Possibly Marl, but we'll see.
I would almost put channel points on Marl, but we'll see who's back here.
Mm-hmm.
Ayla.
Ayla, yeah. All right.
Smirk trading his magazine for some drugs here.
Mm-hmm.
And Q is keeping Marl in an unexpected twist of fate.
Interesting.
Chrono's learning confuses next tech, and Marl's learning haste. So those are some good techs coming up.
Absolutely, with both Confuse and Ice 2 up front. Q hasn't seen the Gate Key yet, but he's basically got Ice Sword 2 on deck, and that is always a good thing. And yes, with Ayla, Cube Toss is also a possibility. Cube Toss is fantastic damage. I don't know if we've seen what techs Ayla has yet.
Very
Luckily,
briefly.
she doesn't need to go meet Specky at least, so she will continue to learn all of hers straight through. That said, we will see if she gets the good ones up front or not. I mean, most of Ayla's techs are pretty good, but there are some that you want more than others for sure.
Yeah. Especially with Ice 2 in the back pocket.
Oh yeah, want that Beast Toss.
He was about to see he was about to find his gate key.
Indeed. And Smirk finding that Dreamstone, doing a little shopping, and checking Carpenter. So I'll be picking up his Moonstone here in a second.
We already got gate key and Dreamstone. What are the odds that we're gonna find the Ruby Knife with any quickness?
Oh, well, probably not very good, but we'll see. Anything can happen. I mean, I feel like it's either, the Ruby Knife is going to be super buried at this point, or it could be, on Denadoro Mountains or something, and then you have what we call a Jet Seed, which is, you found Go Mode super fast, and that's great, except maybe you haven't picked up levels and equipment, and Black Tyranno is quite dangerous. So it's definitely a blessing and a curse to get Go Mode very quickly.
All right, off to the future. Or the end of time, I should say.
Yes. Quick stop in the past first.
Ahead to the future, yes, exactly. Excellent. Smirk is going back up.
Ahead to the future. Well, forward to the past is one of the chapters of Chrono Trigger. It's right after you go through Magus' castle and land in prehistory again. So it's canon.
The only chapter title I can ever remember off the top of my head is the Fated Hour, because my save file was just there for so long.
You're there if you've got Chrono back, but you haven't cleared the Omen, and there's a lot of stuff to do between those. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Baby Specchio.
Baby Specchio. You have to be very low level to see Frog Specchio. It's very special.
Oops, no gate key. All right, let's see how Q handles his Zombor.
Right? Smirk not fighting Specchio. Probably fine. I don't remember what Frog Specchio gives you, if it's like just a magic tab, or if he gives you any ethers as well. For the top 8 of the tournament and going forward, we will be playing with hard items on. Hard item difficulty basically makes treasure leaner and shops leaner. And I've definitely found fighting Specchio in those seeds to get those extra ethers, or even mid-ethers if you've got him to his goblin form, can be really helpful.
You found at least something better than the wood sword.
Yeah, he picked up, I think, Iron Blade or something like that. So it's still only Chrono's second or third weapon, but that wood sword is so awful that, like, at the beginning you'll take anything. You know, the wood sword is such that starting with Chrono physically is really not better than starting with Luca or Marl. You gotta get him upgraded pretty quick.
Yeah. We're gonna see Dactyl Nest check real quick, or
Well, first we gotta get some sweet water. Or happy water, as the newer translation called it.
one other thing that's worth checking, which he's not checking right now, is if you go to the ruins in the north, you can actually pick up one of the tech rocks, and with Gear Randomizer, those tech rocks can actually give you more benefit than just the triple tech that it unlocks. Like sometimes you can find one that gives you barrier or shield.
Yes, the rocks are considered high-level accessories, so they can roll pretty much any of those high-level bonuses. I know that Mian linked a wiki article in the chat earlier, which anyone who doesn't understand Gear Rando should definitely look at. I mean, I'm the one that wrote it up, but I'd like to think that we did a pretty good job documenting it. But that'll show you actually like everything that's possible within Gear Rando. So you know what to expect and not to expect. But yeah, the rocks are amazing because, yeah, you can get a rock with +3 speed. You can get a rock that also has a power seal or magic seal effect on it. All kinds of stuff. So with Gear Rando on, it's definitely worth grabbing those rocks if they're in front of you. Yes, exactly. +6 magic is a great one. Right, and Smirk is heading into Hecarim Cave now. He's got a screen wipe, so that's great.
There's a
Hecarim Cave
load
is
sword.
full of
Woohoo!
PP. Ooh, load sword's not bad. For how far in we are, load sword's fine. Hecarim Cave, of course, is a great, easy early check as long as you can wipe the screen with magic. And if you can't, it's terrible, and you probably shouldn't go in. Everything there, well, most everything in there has pretty high physical defense. I think the Octo Blushes you can hit, and the little roly-polies you can hit, but most everything else you want to be hitting with magic. Ooh, I thought I saw Q walk out of the corner there. Yep. So Specchio's deal is what Specchio actually checks is if your character's feet hit the corner of the rooms. So some people, not me, can do this funny little quarter bouncing thing that's really fast. But
I'm
yeah,
too anxious for that.
me too. I've pulled it off a couple of times, but then every time I try to do it during a real race, I fail, and then I'm like, why did I do that? So, it's just one of those things. But yeah, you gotta make sure you hit those corners because Specchio can be really picky. I got stuck on that for like 15 minutes the first time I was playing Chrono Trigger. It was kind of pathetic. Funny though.
Q taking the fight, probably not intentionally, but we'll see.
Yeah. Luckily, it's a low-level Specchio. A Luminar and an Ice 2 might take him down.
Oh, did I? This game froze. I still see
Oh.
his inputs.
Oh, yeah, weird. I
That's a new
guess
soft
he's...
lock.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen that before. Okay.
All right, let's see how much time you lost. Hopefully not too much.
Yeah, hopefully he saved right outside.
Ooh, that's before the gate
Oh,
key.
yeah. Oof.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Oh man, I've never seen that one before either. I often don't save before I go into Hecarim Cave, admittedly.
That is. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to look into that.
So-
Oh,
save often, folks.
mhm.
Um, well, we'll change our audio track for now.
Mhm.
He's definitely not out of it. He has the information you want. He
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I don't know that he was ahead because we're at the beginning and it's hard to say, but he had gotten a pretty good amount of stuff done. I think he can catch up. Pearl Edge in the desert, which would be nice if Q was still using Frog, I guess. And if not, they're worth a decent chunk of change.
will definitely send that soft lock off to the devs.
Oh yeah.
I should just go clip that right now. Oh, too far back for me to clip. I'll have to go highlight it.
And yeah, saving is generally wise. And I say this as someone who is not always super responsible about it. But that said, a quick save does not eat a lot of time, and I am certain I have never seen anyone lose a race because they were saving too often. I'm only calling out my own lack of responsibility. I just don't want to sound like I'm lecturing. Because I know I'm like one of the worst people about it.
Yeah, there was a YouTube channel I watched that one of their slogans was "You can never save enough."
It's very true.
I very early on playing Chrono Trigger, I was sitting there and I realized that there's a save counter on your save file.
Oh yeah.
So I just spammed save until it was at the maximum because it just seemed like fun. Nothing happens when you hit the cap, just to save everyone the time. Kyu is diving into the desert here. Gonna see what we're getting down here. We might not finish it because he doesn't have Robo yet.
Yeah, Robo is required for the completion of the desert quest. You don't need to use him to fight the boss or anything, but the key item reward won't be able to be collected without Robo, so I'm guessing he's just gonna grab treasure and run. Took a couple of the fights down here too, which isn't a bad idea. If you've got water to clear them, they can take a long time if you don't, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it without water, but if you do have water, it clears them quickly, and you get a pretty good amount of TP and EXP from the fights. Right, there goes the top half of Zombor on Smirk's side again.
Hopefully, if Kyo gets to that fight, it doesn't reset him too, or soft lock him as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we might just have to look into that. I've never seen it. But we're also constantly finding new ways to soft block ourselves, so I suppose we shouldn't be too surprised. It was the gin bottle, the second one.
Yeah, just before the sealed chest. It was
Yeah.
as the octopods were popping out. The fight hadn't even started yet. Yep, very odd. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on Kyo's screen when he gets there.
Zombor down again. Zombor dropped, is that a load helm, I think? And a gold stud, which is very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, load helm plus.
especially with Confuse early on Chrono.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if Q, who just ran out of Hecarim and now is going to prehistory, is checking the Dactyl Nest character.
Read like a book. And he is saving.
Very wise. And yep, looks like we will see who's at the top of Dactyl Nest in just a second here. Not a bad call if you're not thrilled with your party and you maybe want to take someone else through Hecarim Cave so that they get all the tech points instead.
Now, if Smirk remembers, you may not choose to go pick up the Lazy Carpenter item right now, knowing it's the Moonstone, until he gets all the pieces anyway.
Yeah,
Save himself that cutscene time.
Mm-hmm. And that Moonstone will require, well, both prehistory and the future to be open. We've only seen prehistory so far, and it would require doing the Prism Shard quest, which requires the Shard, which we haven't seen, and Marl, whom we have seen. So we've got some of the pieces of that out on the table. No one really wants. Oh yeah, very smooth. No one really wants to have to do all of that Prism Shard and Moonstone stuff in a seed. It makes you feel really behind unless you figured out it was just absolutely required.
All right. Smirk's on his way to unlock magic once again.
Oxpecchio 2, Electric Boogaloo. And Magus is on Dactyl Nest, which is great because he's going to have 3 techs, and Magus requires, at the beginning of the game, a lot more tech points than everybody else to start learning his magic, mostly because it's very, end level and powerful. So finding him in a later slot like that, where the character will have techs automatically, is wonderful.
Sweet. Q did remember to go check the stone.
Yeah.
Blackrock Plus.
Blackrock Plus. Okay, Marl can wear that. We'll see what effect it has on it. And Magus can wear it too.
Speed +2, that's huge.
That's amazing, yeah. Yeah, I think what's fun about Gear Rando is the bonuses you're getting off of stuff are all bonuses that exist in Chrono Trigger. There's not really anything new. Well, maybe that ATB fill thing that can be on the Frenzy Band. I don't remember if that's in vanilla. But what's fun is because it gets moved around a lot, you can have the ability to be way more flexible with how you're equipping your characters.
Yeah, you can find yourself a red male with status immunity, so you don't have to worry about getting that amulet equipped or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Status immunity on a slot other than the accessory slot is really valuable. Status immunity just on top of something is really valuable. That way you don't have to, like, quote unquote waste a slot on it. Though not that it's a waste, of course. Status immunity is very important. Those obstacles at the end can murder you. But it's certainly more fun to be wearing, a Prism Specs or a Power Seal or something.
Or a stud, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing we didn't comment on early on, we didn't see Smirk do any menuing or Q do any renaming of their characters. That's because part of the new beta site, you can actually predetermine your battle speed and your character names and all kinds of other menu customization, such stuff like that.
Yes, it's really great. If anyone hasn't seen that, you can go look at beta.ctjot.com. That's our beta generator, and we are playing the beta for the tournament. It's a pretty solid beta at this point.
Barring that bug we saw earlier.
That's the first time we found it. What could we do? At least it wasn't twin lava shells.
Oh god.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just won't sleep tonight now, that's all. It's fine.
I should just make that joke in front of people who didn't have to, like, face that pain firsthand, that's all. The bug, earlier, Smirk was in Hecarim Cave and soft-locked when the little octopus came out of the gin bottle in the corridor with the sealed chest in it. So, I don't know if anyone in chat has seen that before, but I have not.
Nope. I've played a lot of Seeds.
Yeah, same.
And Hecarim is like my first dungeon, so I've done a lot of Hecarim.
Yeah. Most people are gonna do Hecarim, because, it's pretty much your best grind spot in the first part of the game. So even if the item is crap, you didn't come out like with nothing. You came out more powerful. So
yeah, and especially with the new version of the boss randomizer, it's not Dalton's Cave anymore, which is amazing.
He stops by now and then, but we see lots of people in Hecarim Cave now.
Oh, phew, we're good. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Hugh is past it. I wouldn't be shocked if Smirk just skips that fight.
I would not be shocked either. I might do the same thing in his shoes.
So despite the soft lock, Smirk is only about two and a half rooms behind Q right now.
Yeah?
So he caught up pretty well by just skipping that Moonstone for now. With Q's diversion to go get the other character. Yeah. But theoretically, these three characters aren't a bad team, so it might work out for him.
Yeah, no, for sure. In terms of your team, you know, it's very you need to balance your need for, you know, power and a certain amount of power and damage that you can deal out per round versus like you don't necessarily want to waste a whole lot of time grabbing extra characters if you don't have to. So there's a lot of team balancing and making sure to pay attention to tech lists that goes into that. But that said, I think either of them are using a viable team.
So we got Super Slash, which is good that it's not regular Slash, since regular Slash is immune to ice.
Yes.
But Super Slash is dead.
Yes, regular Slash is immune to ice, and I believe he has something like 50% defense against the other elements. So he's pretty magic resistant, which is no fun. And there goes Smirk skipping that fight.
Zero blame.
Yeah, I woulda. Okay, Grand Leon.
It's good. It's it'll be good for Smirk, who's still using Frog.
Mm-hmm.
But not much use to Kyu, so it's a wasted check for him beyond the experience that he got.
Nope, he's going back to 600. Maybe to check Denadoro? Or to go over here? Oh. I guess Q's gonna pop into Northern Ruins?
So it's not traditionally good, since there's no key item behind it currently. You do it in Chrono Sanity and Legacy Osiris for their own respective reasons. But
yeah. And yeah, there can be good treasure in there. There are some decent chests, but there are some very obnoxious battles in there. Honestly, if Q wants treasure right now, I would like maybe do another check to gain a couple levels and then head to Woe, because Mount Woe will probably have good stuff. And then there's a key item. Maybe it'll be good and maybe it won't, but at least you're sort of doing two things at once.
don't know. Oh no, she cast haste. I'm like, where did we get a haste helm? And I just remembered that Marl has haste. And there goes Super Slash.
Yep. Every time I see that A button flashing after a battle, I feel compelled to remind people at the end of a battle. I think this is the only time, but at the end of a battle, just hold A. It'll go through all the messages automatically and probably faster than mashing. And it's better for your fingers.
Significantly so.
Wonder if I can get like Voltaren to endorse me.
All right, let's see if we get that validation cat. We do.
All right, validation cat.
So no matter who wins this race, at least Smirk's run is valid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kyu got through the theoretically impossible fight.
Yep.
You can get triple grudged.
Yep, there's 4 of them and 3 of you, so if they decide to do it, shrug.
Reset.
That or like hope you had green dreams on or something.
All right, we're diving into Denadoro.
Yep, running around that bird fight, and here comes the goblin.
I never knew you could just run to the right of it. I normally just run down the center and hope for the best.
Yeah, I usually I run to the treasure chest. It's like a timing thing.
Yeah.
Even if I've already opened it, I run to the chest, and then the birds will zip right, and then you can zip right, and they won't catch you.
Kyu may have been doing it to get improved frog with the Grand Leon for the speed.
That's true. Taking frog through here, as you can see, you can still do the thing. So frog will get upgraded. He just won't be getting a key item from this, so that's the real weakness of the ruins, no progression. I like how if you bring Magus to this cutscene, he'll still like shield himself from the light. You know, like he's on your side now, but he still wants nothing to do with that holy sword. Like that particular battle that Smirk just hit, it always looks like you should run out of the center on that one, but actually if you run straight through the center, you won't get caught. And I'm sure it's designed that way to punk people on purpose.
Definitely. Oh, we got Leap Slash early, which is one of the techs you really want as Frog with Ayla in the party, so you can do your drop kick.
Absolutely.
Smirk saving himself 5 minutes with a little skip to the right.
We've also, in part because Frog is kind of not an endgame character in Chrono Trigger, so we try to help him out. X Strike with Frog and Chrono now uses Leap Slash and Spin Cut instead of Slurp Cut and Cyclone. It's a lot more powerful, so it's very nice.
Q joining Smirk on the mountain.
Yep, and Smirk just picked up one of the altered bands, the Rage Band and Frenzy Band. Now, those two accessories behave a little bit special. They keep their percentage and they keep their counterattack, but the manner of the quote-unquote counterattack can change. If it stays vanilla, it's just a plain old weapon counterattack. If it gets randomized, the quote-unquote counterattack feature is that character gets their ATB bar filled. So instantly they get a turn. So if you see a Rage Band or a Frenzy Band with a question mark on it, and you have slow people or you just want more turns, I mean, more turns are great in general. This is a very turn economy focused game. Those things are fantastic.
It'll definitely confuse you the first few times you use it and it triggers.
Yep, but you get used to it. Yeah, the Frenzy Bands especially, because they're 90%. The Rage Bands are still, I think, 50. But 50% chance of a counterattack that fills your ATB bar is still insanely good. Oh, yeah, So the question mark effect on the Rage Band and Frenzy Bands is they fill your ATB bar. That's the counterattack that your character takes instead of taking a shot with their weapon. So, free turn, basically, as long as they don't die from whatever hit them. But that's the rules anyway, so, you know.
The only HP that matters is the last one.
Exactly.
Nizbel won on the top of the mountain, which
Alrighty.
Smirk is going to have a lot easier time with than Kyo will, as Smirk still has lightning in his party.
Yep. That Luminaire to start is good. That will shock him and stop Nizbel from taking turns for a while.
Kyo is going to be stuck with, I think, just Ice 2.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so Pseudo in chat has confirmed that the counterattack ATB fill is part of the vanilla game. It's just not on any items. So I guess it was a dummied out effect, but we have plenty of dummied out things in the randomizer that we already enjoy. So, hey, welcome to the party, right?
I was trying to find a way to joke that I'm a dummied out effect, but I just couldn't.
Oh, I feel like you say it to the other person. You're a dummied out effect.
All right, we got. Oh, was it gold rock there?
I think so.
Silver rock, but
Oh, yeah,
it wasn't a
silver,
silver
okay.
rock plus. It was just silver rock.
Just a plain rock. All right, and Nisbel is down on smercyd, no problem. All right, let's see what our prize is. Like the ruby knife would be go mode, but at this point it's pretty likely it's not the ruby knife.
Yeah, probably a pendant or a quest item.
Hero
Hey,
medal. Okay.
so Super Frog. We got the Grand Hero Frog.
Grand Hero Frog. I mean, hey, Grand Hero Frog is fantastic. I admit that I think it's a real pain to get everything for Grand Hero Frog, but if it falls in my lap, I'm happy. And the hero medal, for anyone who doesn't know, is upgraded from vanilla. And I don't remember the hero medal. Does the hero medal get randomized effect? It might.
I don't think so. It's a key item. The Grand Leon gets.
Oh, right. It is randomized in vanilla rando mode, which is a special case. Vanilla random mode is basically the rando, but puts all the numbers back to vanilla numbers for a slightly more quote-unquote authentic Chrono Trigger experience, basically.
Robo's ribbon. Aw. You just stole the ribbon from Robo.
He just went in and like pulled something out of his dresser, like.
No intention to pick him up for most people, I would imagine, but oh, we got
Probably
Tailspin.
not.
Tailspin on the Kyu side. Tailspin does
Yep.
ignore all physical and magical defense. So you won't struggle quite as hard as I expected.
Yes, that is true. Because Tailspin ignores defense, it or anything that uses it, like the Luca Firewhirl, the Ayla Luca Firewhirl, will cut through.
I can't blame Kyu for not using Water 1. That bubble is so slow.
Absolutely. And the Denadoro boss is really like high on the screen, so like this spot especially is one of the really long spots to wait for that animation.
All right, secret tunnel.
Let's see.
Nope.
Nope. Just a regular tunnel. No. The secret tunnels in the Reptite Lair do have very high tier treasure in them. So, you know, it really depends on how long you want to wait for a dig. I usually give myself 60 seconds, and most of the time I will get one within 30. Not always, but usually, so.
In this build down for Kyu, we're going to see that hero medal. For me, with secret tunnel, I give myself 10 to 20 room resets.
Yeah. You know, chat speculating if Smirk feels behind, which is possible. I mean, he isn't really, but he can't see his opponent, and a soft lock never makes you feel good.
Especially a soft lock that brings you back to 15 minutes into the seed.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yep, you gotta go up immediately to miss that bottom monkey. And then sometimes you gotta stop to miss the top one.
Now I think you're gonna miss this skit. Oh, okay.
Oh, got it. That one is a little funky. I know some safe places to go past the monkey, and I usually will pass him in the bottleneck. But it's sort of strange because sometimes it's hard to tell where he's gonna catch you and where he isn't.
All right, we're gonna see our reptite layer boss here soon. And there's our Robo's ribbon for Q. Womp womp.
Yep. We've bought a robo who doesn't understand why we took his nice accessory.
My girlfriend gave that to me. What are you doing?
I need to borrow it to wear tonight.
Golem.
Alrighty.
We have the tools for the golem with
We have.
water on board.
Yep.
That's my stapler. Oh, we're gonna see whoa.
All right.
As soon as he can find it.
Like the other.
There it is.
Yeah. Not a whole lot to look at on the antiquity map. Not that one anyway.
Even less on the second map for antiquity that we don't get to see in this game.
Yeah, yep. Well, you can see it under certain circumstances. If you let Lavos kill you in the ocean palace, you can see it. And not that time-wise it's a good idea to just let Lavos kill you in the ocean palace, but that said, it is an option if you really can't get through that shell.
So Q is committing to his team. He's spending all his tabs.
Yep.
So this is the team Q is moving forward with.
Waiting on the speed tabs, I guess, but
Haven't got to see a whole lot of gear pickups, but that'll fix itself here in the next few minutes on Q's side.
yep, unless the seed has rolled really poorly, we're probably about to see some really nice equipment appear on WoW. Good consumables, too.
So I would expect one of these checks will likely have our pendant.
Mm-hmm.
One of them should, anyway.
Yep. Alright, there's the golem down for Smirk. No problem there, using ice strats. Golem's attacks are set to whatever element you last used on it, including physical, and physical is what it starts at. And its initial fire and water attacks are pretty fangless as they go. So the trick with golems is to just set them back to fire or water constantly, and it becomes quite safe.
Yeah, we got Ancient Soda. So we'll see what his next check decides to be. If he follows that path, goes to Giant's Claw.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's going to go pour it on the grave anyway.
Yep. Right, Q cleaning up the beasts. Got charm. That's not bad. Of course, the thing about Mount Woe is that the enemies are quite fast, so your characters need to be really fast to run away from the battles before anything happens.
Yeah, it surprises me that he didn't commit his speed tabs for that reason, actually.
Yeah, I wonder if he wants to hold out for Luca or something. Because, with Ayla and Frog, you've got drop kick, you've got heal, you got Ayla's physical damage, great. I wouldn't be surprised if especially Q would prefer a different mage. I don't know what Magus had on him, though. I don't remember if we've gotten to see.
The only real spell he had so far was Dark Mist.
Okay.
Mian doing the math for us. Luca would be in the future, so once we find that pendant, we'll have access to Luca.
Mm-hmm. Now remember, the word claw has an L on the left side of the word, and the word lair has an R on the right side of the word, and that's how you remember which button to press.
Yeah, every time I walk into that room, I have to look up. I'm not even actually looking at anything. I'm just looking up in my head and saying, "Where's that letter?"
Yeah, I have to stop and do my mnemonic.
Is Smirk gonna remember to check the rock here? Oh, he does not
Oh
remember to check the
no.
rock. There is a rock
Yep.
just north of him in a chest there.
Yep, and it is true. Most people playing your typical flags won't pick it up because the triple checks aren't often super useful. But in Gear Rando, you never know what that rock will have on it,
Yep.
and it's right there.
Skipping the rebels. The Smirk, I think, tends to do those high TP fights, so he must definitely feel behind.
Yeah, he has been saying during one of his qualifier runs, he skipped some of the TP fights that he usually takes and was happy with his results.
Okay.
So I can see he might be trying to skip those more often. And it's not a bad idea. It's like if you really need a tech, especially there's a boss down here. It's got like 5,000 HP or more if it's actually Rusturano. So, if you're just short of something powerful, I would say absolutely take it. But if you don't particularly have anything you need, I wouldn't. I feel like that's the way to look at it.
We got Massa and Mune up here. I don't remember what Chrono's second tech is, but since Smirk is using Chrono, he can break the counterattack cycle, if he remembers that.
Yes. Chrono's second tech, as long as it's not life, will dissipate the whirlwind energy.
Cyclone, nice. That will do it.
Yep.
Now to spam my sword 2 and heal with Frog, I'm guessing.
That's the way.
In this party, that's what you do.
Yeah. Healing is nothing to shake a stick at. Certainly you want to do it as little as you have to, but you should never ignore it when you do have to. So having like Frog or Robo as your dedicated snap one move, the whole party's cured again is very nice.
Yeah, especially if you put your magic tabs into Frog, that heal just becomes a full heal real fast.
Yep. Magic tabs, I don't know the exact numbers, but I know that they have a more powerful effect on defensive magic or something like that. They seem to work better for healers. Not that they work poorly for nukers. Oh, it's the ruby knife.
Oh man, let's go.
Wow. Nice call, Smirk.
He is about to find the pendant then, I believe. I'd have to look to see what other checks they have.
Yeah, gosh. Desert's not in logic because we don't know where the sword pieces are to grab Robo, so it wouldn't be on desert. This might be it.
I think it has to be.
I think so, yeah. I think we've seen everything else.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 there, and oh yeah, Prism Shard. It could be Prism Shard.
That's true. It could be that.
And then Prism Shard, I think, would have to be Pendant at that point.
Yes, it would, because Moonstone couldn't be the pendant.
Wow. All right, let's go, Smirk. It's gonna do a little bit of last-minute shopping, I expect.
Yeah, just getting prepped, I guess. Check in Melchior. This is sometimes a pretty good shop.
All right, hold on. Let's change our music track. That's way better than Mount Woe's yelling sounds.
Yes. It's just an eternal scream.
I will listen to menuing all day. Over whoosh.
Yes. The whoosh isn't even useful on Mount Woe. It's useful on Death Peak because you can hear when the wind's about to die down on the first screen. I'm very into audio cues.
Hey, 12,000 BC has some good songs because Zeal is there.
That's true, but that's the climate controlled part of 12,000 BC. That's the bougie part.
Top of Woe, we have Boss Golem.
Golem boss. Oh no. Run.
All right, so with the Boss Golem here, Kyo's gonna really have to be careful. It's a pretty difficult fight. Getting those hastes out is good because he's gonna have to be using a lot of turns to heal from all the damage he's about to take.
Oh yeah.
All right, 3,000. That's a good start, but he's a long way to go here. So. Smirk is working his way through Tyranno Layer. Gonna work on those skips.
Yep. You can either take these Reptite fights or you can run away from them.
I don't think we talked too much about it, but the boss spot HP flag is on.
Yes.
Which means each boss location has a set HP that the boss will have, plus or minus a little bit, I think. So you can actually count your damage at every boss location if you have the spreadsheet open or something written down somewhere, and know if you only need to do one more auto attack because I only have 10 health left after your turns.
Yep, indeed. It's generally just set to the vanilla value. There are a couple of exceptions, like Son of Sun, we had to assign stuff. And when you have multi-part bosses, the HP it's effectively divided between the quote-unquote important parts of the boss, i.e. the ones that you have to kill directly to win the fight, and anything else will get extra HP at the same proportion it would have if the boss was in its vanilla location. So, for example, I think Guardian's bits have about 20-25% of Guardian's max HP. Guardian's HP will get set to the spot's HP, and the bits should have that 20 to 25%. I would have to check the number, but that's how it works. And, you know, for Q's sake, I'm glad that was the pendant and not the prism
Yeah.
shard.
Thank goodness.
Mm-hmm. Sending Ayla to prison, where she's gonna break out, probably for fun, because she's... This is probably the kind of thing she does for fun. It's fine, you can go around. Whenever there's a lava spawn there, I'm always just like, whoa, how do I get by it for a second, too?
Push shell, climb shell.
Yep. Or in this case, just don't hitch the shell. Yes, lava spawn shells will counterattack with very, very nasty needles when you hit them. So, you know, the lava spawn strategy is basically just to punch it in the face until it dies.
Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to spam Ice Sword 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
Since it does have a small AoE splash.
Oh, Chrono, no! Ugh, missing 2 of those confuses. Chrono's hit stat leaves something to be desired. And, normally, Spire's not a bad call here, actually, because Frog's got his equipment. And Spire won't do spread damage.
And since it's a dual tech, it can't miss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dual techs can't miss. Everyone should know that.
It's
That's a very
super
good
important.
thing to know.
Especially if you're not doing boss randomizer and you have access to early desert.
Oh, yeah.
Dual teching Ret Knight is huge.
Looks like we're saving Fritz.
For the drug dealer Fritz being set free.
Mm-hmm. And if you go see him again with Chrono, he'll give you some samples. Smirk didn't save Fritz, but, you know, Smirk didn't even find the pendant before go mode, so we'll forgive him.
Smirk didn't save himself.
Yeah, exactly.
He might be a drug dealer, but he's our drug dealer? Alright.
Exactly.
I feel like there's a sense of bias with one free Fitz wanting us to free Fritz. But, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So only having mid-ethers with gear randomizer, we also have turned on healing item randomizer.
Yep.
Which means those mid-ethers might only be 30, but they could be 40, they could be 20. So the same thing goes for our regular ethers. They could be 8. So you definitely need all the extra ethers you can get.
Yep, especially with the healing item rando, I love picking up those ethers. Honestly, either if the regular ethers are crappy or if the mid ethers are just really good. Because better ethers start saving you a lot of time when you get into go mode. You don't need that many. That stack of 10 Fritz gives you is possibly enough, honestly, but I think it's worth it. And that is 30,000 gold worth of groceries. Whoa! So he hit the... I think he hit the enemy button first, and then he hit the trapdoor, and then it put him through before the fight started.
So if you want to, an easy way to avoid those 2 switches at the bottom to knock out your encounters, if you just walk back up into the head of that skull briefly, it puts you right in the center pixels.
Yeah, it's a single tile wide, so it'll just line you right up.
Saves you all the hassle of trying to line yourself up.
Yep. Cube toss against Dragon Tank feels really good.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it not one-shot the whole thing.
Thank you for that play-by-play, Mian. Smirk is having some problems with those skips here. I can't blame him. Some of them are pretty tricky.
Tyrannular is pretty insidious. You kind of just have to memorize it.
Why did we reset?
I don't know. Because he used the save point up there. Okay.
That's so smart.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay.
No. Yeah, if you set it down one more pixel to bring himself to the right, it would have been fine, but
yeah, you just gotta line up. I think if you just go to the little like curvy balcony at the bottom and press down until you can't go down any further, that will line you up horizontally in the right place, and then you can run up.
Yeah, it does.
And little tricks like that are very valuable, because trying to, quickly inch your characters over like a single pixel or whatever is a special kind of fun.
I would guess Q is going to head to Son of Sun first.
Yeah, that or Aris Dome. Son of Sun is typically faster, as long as it's not like a really heinous boss in that location. Aris Dome has that treasure room in the back, so it's like if you're feeling low on gear, maybe a player will go there first. Or that's what I'll do. If I need gear, I do Aris first.
Yeah, there's Sun Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Flea's not the best here.
No.
It's just regular Flea. The main strategy for Flea is to only hit him with one queued up attack at a time. You definitely do not want him to double stare you. And Mian's pointing out the boss spot HP for Sun Palace is 6,500.
Yeah, and that is rough because Flea starts counterattacking at 50%. So Flea is basically worse the higher HP slot Flea gets put into.
Dropkick doing 2,500. Should only need 3 of them, so we should only get counterattacked once, if at all. Okay, I think we're good. One more dropkick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chaos, that's the one person who doesn't matter.
Flea can wipe the floor with you, but like, it's a 50% chance, I think, so you can just as easily never see the stare. So Flea can be a real, I don't know, chaos maker in terms of the seed.
I can never fully remember, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the stare is a physical attack, so if you're having a lot of problems and you have some shields, just throw those up.
Yes, it is a physical attack, and shields will help. Oh, well, there's the Prism Shard. I'm sure he's thrilled to see that. The stare will also not go off if a party member is KO'd, so if you feel safe sacrificing somebody to not get stared, you can do that.
Yeah, it looks like Q's priming up the Sunstone, so I think we're going to see that quest line.
Alrighty. Well, if you're gonna do one, it's nice to be able to do both at the same time. It feels like you're wasting a lot less time that way. I don't know what will be behind there, but we'll see.
So we still have both sword pieces, both Omen Go mode items, and Jerky to find.
Yeah.
So, knowing Q's luck right now, I'm going to say both sword pieces.
I was going to even say worse, and it'll be like one of each. Like a sword piece and the clone or something. Nothing so dignified as a full go mode.
Q's going to have to do another time shift. I don't think he's dropped... Should have, when he went to 600 to get the power tab, should have also dropped off the Prism Shard.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and yes, the Ruby Knife was in Giant's Claw.
Min roll on both the tabs. That's always sad. And we're through Black Triangle without a counter, it looked like.
Very nice. That's what you want.
Or not a counter, but a countdown.
But yeah. As long as Black Tyranno didn't get to 0, you did a good job.
If Black Tyranno does get to 0, but you don't get to 0, it's still fine.
Yeah. It just takes longer.
All right, we got one player going into a go mode dungeon here. You're getting ready to.
You know, possibly running to the restroom. This is one of the times you can do it. That's the real reason Magus' Castle Go mode is the most punishing one. It doesn't give you like a really long cutscene where you can run into another room.
What is Q doing?
Hopefully he's not soft locked, because I think there is one possible here.
It looks like he is AFK for the reason that we were just talking about, I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
Sometimes it's hard to sit in one spot for 2 hours straight.
Indeed. And I am glad, for one, that this is a speedrun that doesn't usually take much more than 2 hours. So we're not, you know, sitting here for 6 hours at a time trying to figure out when we can take a break. It's what I don't miss about vanilla speedrunning.
Yeah, I considered learning the vanilla speedrun for Chrono Trigger a couple of times until I saw the timer on it. And I just don't have that much time in a day to invest. It's part of what makes this randomizer so great.
Yep. I think randos are a little more fun, but I'm very, very grateful to the world of vanilla speedrunning, because like without that long history, I don't think we would have randomizers, and I really love what randomizers have become. It's so much fun. Not just this one. This is the only one I play competitively, but I play a ton of them. I love them.
Pour one out for Zeal Music.
Yep.
There is another rock in this location. If you get the left book, the right book, and the center book, it opens up the bookshelf there right in front of you. So you can get another rock before you go finish off the randomizer, which again, with Gear Randomizer, is huge.
Yep. And most people, I'm sure, because of the wonderful music up here, there's a speed tab in the room up there. But if you get the speed tab and then run out of the room with perfect timing, the music will shut off. So I and a lot of other people like to have that be the last thing I do in Kajar.
Only 2 shelters.
Ooh. Well, it's doable. I would save them for Lavos maybe, but
Yeah, at least you have heal, and if you have enough ethers, it's probably fine.
yeah, the shuttles are, you know, they're faster, but as long as you've got something.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's kind of that's kind of how the game goes. You know, do it as fast as you can, and as long as you have something, you're probably doing okay. But yeah, there's the save point at the beginning of the Ocean Palace, there's the one in the middle, and there's the one at the end, which you'll probably use twice, and there's the Lavos one. So I would say usually like 5 for Ocean Palace, and then 2 more for Tyranno Lair. 7 is about enough to get you through Tyranno and Ocean Palace, and I think it'll get you through Death Peak and Black Omen too. Magus' Castle depends on how often you want to heal in there. You might want a few more, because there's a couple spots. I guess I missed it, but Frog did 666 damage on Q's side, so... You know, auspicious numbers, yay!
It's not cursed.
Alright, what we got here? Marl is picking up the item. Oh, there's the sword piece.
The prophecy is being fulfilled.
And we just gotta see what's on the on that moonstone.
with the Sunstone, we can definitely go pick up the good armor from or good helmet from Tabin.
Yes. That is something I always forget to do when I drop that thing off, but
Big same.
yeah, Luca's dad will give you equipment for the same reasons he will in vanilla, or rather, like, once you've cleared the requirements. One of them is Magus's castle, and the other one is turning in the Sunstone. Or I think maybe just powering it up, not giving it to Melchior.
Yeah, as soon as you pick up the Sunstone, you can get it, and as soon as you've forged the Masamune, you can get another piece.
Mm-hmm. The third piece is effectively the Hecarim Cave check.
Yes.
So nice that they have stunt glass in the courtroom.
Yeah, right. Not just stunt glass, but stunt stained glass.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the budget.
Oh, I guess they're royal.
We almost had vanilla Yakra.
Yep. But we have, I suppose, a French vanilla Yakra. Smart going through Ocean Palace. The way to avoid that scout fight he just ran away from is to not go right into that room. Just like hit down right when you enter and then go back left out of it. But that said, if you take the fight and clear it either with power or running, you can get the chest. So, you know.
Me and trying to start an argument in chat on what is considered French vanilla and what is considered vanilla bean. So if chat wants to argue about that for a minute.
Oh, well, he should know that I went to pastry school and can actually tell him the difference. But French style stuff, when it's eggy, it means more yolks or all yolks. So it's like a super yolk based custard as opposed to maybe like a whole egg custard that you could bake ice cream with. And vanilla bean would just mean that there's a lot of vanilla beans scraped into it. But I don't really know what the line is between just extract and bean and yeah.
All right, we're gonna see if Luminaire is enough to handle the grind location. I don't think it will be.
Often, no, doesn't look like.
Yeah, close to taking out the Thrashers.
Yeah.
Inane Pyro with sub, thank you.
Welcome, yeah, thank you, and
welcome.
And yeah, Smirk did find go mode pretty quickly. He made some very fortuitous choices.
Which is great for him after having a soft lock, so that's gotta feel nice.
Yeah, soft locked in Hecarim Cave, which we haven't seen before, but I'm sure everyone's going to be looking at it. If they weren't already watching this run, we're going to be talking about it after.
I have the clip ready to post in Bug Report when the race finishes.
All right, Q, there's the other sword piece. So you called it.
Yes!
Which is good, because the one thing that Azure called was a lot nicer than the thing that I called, so I'm glad you were right and not me. And it wasn't the jerky, which would have been worse than what we both said. So.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to see a Magus Castle go mode, or is he going to do another check and hope to find the knife?
Yeah, that's a tough call. It's not... I definitely know how it feels once you've done, more than half of the checks of the seed, and you're like, God, I'm not there yet, but... And you suddenly... Then you get, the slowest go mode. It can be difficult to decide whether you want to go for something else. I think in general, it's wisest to take what you get, unless you've done so much that you're positive you're getting something else from, your next check. Which can happen. But I'm really glad the last seed I played like that was just practice.
Yeah, for sure. But it does look like we're going in.
Yep. And, I think that's the right play, because, from Q's point of view, all of those Omen items, both of those Omen items are still out there, and the pop is still out there, the jerky is still out there. Like, there's not a great chance of picking something and getting Ruby Knife.
Yeah, there are a lot of dead checks out there. So we're still stuck Luminarying and Ice 2ing to get the grind fight down.
Yep. I don't know if Frog has a Frog Squash yet.
Hey, Triple B Music. I'm glad you've enjoyed the Specchio vids.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome in. Glad you got to catch us live. This is our first event in a little bit called the Catalack Cup. This is our first match of it so far.
Yep. All right, Q picking up his free drugs. Which again, I've been practicing a lot on the top 8 flags that we will switch to, I think, a week after next or something. And let me just say that the mid-ethers from Fritz become more valuable when items are on hard.
Yes, they would.
It's definitely hard items. I don't even know if it, in my opinion, it doesn't necessarily shake the game up more than item rando does or gear rando does, but it absolutely, with that on, adds some extra dimensions of difficulty. So do not shake a stick at those free things.
Especially the rocks. Pick up the rocks.
Pick up the rocks.
Yeah, I haven't really mentioned yet, Mian, that the winner of this race does move on to round 2 to face me.
That's true, yeah. So you're kind of spying on the competition.
I was trying to be biased and unbiased and quiet about it. But no, it just worked out that this was the only restream that was happening at the time that I could be available for, and just wanted to do my share of restreaming, so.
Yep, it's all good. And if anyone wants to start learning to do comms for the community, you can let us know. We will pair you up with someone more experienced to start. But that is something we can talk about.
Yeah, or tracking or anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always looking for more people.
All right. Smirk is standing in front of the evil statue so that it will take Frog's HP down so that he can use Frog Squash coming up here, which of course calculates damage based on the difference between maximum and current hit points. If you are using the Frog Squash or Dino Tail strategy, Dino Tail works exactly the same. You can stand in front of that statue, you can hope that these fights will give you hits, or if you have earrings, you can equip them, because that will raise a character's maximum HP without actually filling it in. You getting started in Magus's castle. Sidork moved the little switch there so that we don't have to explore both sides of the corridor first, which is really nice because Magus's castle was already the longest go mode, and honestly, the corridor exploration is really a vanilla thing. That's to establish the atmosphere of this castle, because boy do they build this up for all of the game leading up to it. So we have skipped that now, and it's very nice.
Huge quality of life improvement.
Mm-hmm. Turning on the Omen elevator.
Yeah, with Frog Squash in the back pocket, as long as Frog doesn't get hit, but the scouter fight that's coming up shouldn't give him too much problems.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Triple B, there will be some spoilers during this stream. Magus's castle is not the last dungeon. I'm sorry you were spoiled on that.
But Chrono Trigger really would like us to think so.
Yeah.
I don't mind being fooled, though. If a game can fool me like that, then it just makes me happy because there's more games. So, like, no complaints. Like, oh, it's not over? Awesome.
Yakra 13 on Flea Spot.
All right. The Yakras clearly crossed each other. Time traveling.
Who gave them the epoch?
Maybe it was just sitting there. We do tend to leave it lying around when we go into a dungeon.
Stop leaving the keys in it.
Oof. Frog down on Smirk's side, which is the unfortunate part of the scouter fight there is those things are fast. They are really, really fast. So they can get in front of you and cause all kinds of trouble.
Good play on using Chrono's life instead of Maro's life here.
Mm-hmm.
Chronos has a little bit of weaker magic stat. I don't think that's low enough of a frog to
Yeah, I'm not sure that that
maybe
might
these
help.
yeah.
Yeah, that might be okay.
Go to sleep, sweet princess, apparently.
Yeah. Ugh, their sleep doesn't land very often, but boy, is it annoying when it does.
Ooh,
Yep.
that was close.
Yeah.
With the hard mode speed for the top 8, that would not have been enough damage.
Oh, well, I think we're only playing with hard items.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah, not enemies. As far as I know.
Let me check this handy dandy Google Docs.
Yeah. Which, you know, it isn't too bad, but like, basically, if you've played enough seeds that you've dealt with ones that have crappy treasure, you've probably handled what is an average hard item seed.
Oh yeah, it's items. Okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah, so it's just, you know, do what you do when you don't have gear you like, and probably you're okay. Or at least that's what I have found so far.
Meanwhile, all the other people in the tournament in chat. Oh, good. Oh, good.
I know, like, what am I doing sitting here, like, giving advice? Like, I have to play in this tournament, too. No, it's fine.
So one of the scouters is dropping speed tabs, I guess. So
Yeah,
he's taking
that's all.
taking
Yeah.
these fights. We got Nisbel 2 on Slash's side. I didn't mention yet.
Mm-hmm. The way you tell the difference is that Nisbel 1 has the, like, yellow-orange chest, and Nisbel 2's chest is green. And it's good to know because they behave slightly differently.
It's true.
When hard enemies, maybe next year.
Just look for the 2 in the name. Yeah, that works too until your party goes before you get a chance to read the name.
Yeah, because like if your party menus pop up, you can't always tell. It's annoying if it's like /2 and you don't know if it's super slash or and it's like, well, do I hit him with ice sword or not? Like
Prism Helm question mark is our last item. It's not too bad. It gives a shield.
That's good.
A star speed Marl. I've never heard the likes of it.
Oh, not outside of like my
15
huge
and star.
New Game
That is
Plus
a
chain as
fast
a
party.
child. Yeah. Smirk's in good shape. Lavos being fast is kind of the main reason Lavos is mean. I would say the hitting hard is secondary.
Yeah, being fast and all the randomness that can go towards it. Double Yakra.
Okay.
So Yakra in our old boss randomizer here would have been nothing, but the scaling's been fixed that even the easy bosses are a little difficult here now.
Yep. Yep. The
Um,
twin boss spot is something to watch for. And so Yakra is probably going to counterattack a lot of these hits. And those counterattacks will really add up. And Yakra is not, scaled to the cathedral.
The other thing to point out here is we had Yakra earlier in the seed, and we have him here again. That's another thing that was changed. The double boss spot can be a boss that already appeared once.
Yes, it used to be a unique boss within that seed's pool and then doubled. Now it's something that can have already been in the pool.
All right, one down.
Alrighty.
Q's on to the rest of the dungeon.
This is a fun room of mostly running away. Some players will take the very last fight in that corridor because it has 6 enemies in it, and I think it's something like 4 TP apiece. So that one battle has 24 TP on it.
I don't expect that'll happen in this particular instance since Q's had so much other dungeons he's done. But if you get go mode on Magus Castle really early, it's definitely great to do that last fight.
Yeah. I don't remember if the sorcerers will absorb water also. I know that they absorb lightning and shadow and they don't absorb fire. And I can't remember if they absorb water. But if you don't have something to wipe those sorcerers with, they're obnoxious.
Arc Impulse. Let's see if we get that swag finish.
Yes, we love swag triple text. So, note to any player who hasn't played yet. If you want to compliment you, we will absolutely do that if you use a triple tech. And lots of other things too, but...
but especially triple techs.
We like shiny things.
All right, there's our last shelter, which should be fine. Just use heal at the next save point.
Yeah. I guess if you have to, you can jump out the gate and do whatever you need to do, too.
That bucket time gate is the longest time gate in the game, though.
I know.
Regular Dalton is not included. It's just Dalton Plus.
Yeah, just Dalton Plus, yeah. Yeah, I think Smirk's in pretty good shape. We'll see how he does with Lavos here, but...
Kyu going to the basement.
Below.
Yeah.
May have been on purpose, maybe not. But, I don't know, that's the hole I always use. Each of those trapdoor holes in that room leads to a consistent configuration of the basement, which is to say, it does move around, like which one's the save point, which one's the battles, but the teleporter and the save point are always opposite one another, and they're always in the same place, dropping in the same hole. So if you like to go in the basement, which, like, there's that fight, which gives you a decent amount of TP, there's 4 treasures, and there's a magic tab, then, just pick your one hole and memorize it. I think this is the one with the point on the right and the teleporter on the left. And that's a fight, so yes, save point and teleporter are the, like, horizontal ones. Obstacle looks like it's sleep.
Which isn't the end of the world, because you do get both the Lavos fights where you get obstacle, you get an AoE hit right after almost, so...
Yep, you just gotta be careful, as long as you can heal between this one and the next one in case of emergencies, because that energy release can be really nasty.
There's the heal, so he's in good shape.
I skip there.
Keyu's flexing his Legacy of Cyrus muscles here.
Yep, and that strategy also works on the bird that's on the bottom platform too, whom you can run by, but if you are too slow, you can use the, like, party caterpillar strat to make him move too.
Oh, X strike.
Nice.
Oh, I thought I was going to finish him off.
Oh, welcome. Yeah, we do have both players in Go mode, but we're happy to have anyone in and watching matches. We do have another match tomorrow. I don't remember when, though, but I bet Mian knows, and we'll tell the chat.
Tomorrow is 9 p.m. Eastern. I am not Mian, but it is 1 hour-ish from now.
Yep. So yeah, we've got races all week, and there's another one run tomorrow that's going to be I think starting an hour after the first one, and I think what we're going to do is record it and rerun it with non-live commentary. Well, or I don't know if the comms are going to be pre or not, but whichever. Oh, Arc Impulse!
Heck yeah!
Yeah! Swag.
3618 is not bad.
That would probably two-shot Centerbit, because Centerbit has poor defense, so it would do a little more damage. The vast majority of enemies in Chrono Trigger have the, like, default defense, which is about half. I don't know how to put it, but it's basically there's a range of numbers. So you can be playing through the game and just paying attention to the kind of damage your moves are doing. If they're hurting the enemies, they will probably hurt the bosses about the same. You just have to keep in mind which things have special defenses. But it's nice that you know, you can use the damage you're doing to regular enemies during your Go mode trek to assess whether you're at enough damage for Lavos and things like that. Well, Q hitting the last encounter in that room, but looks like it's not going to be an issue. That's probably like, yeah, 28 TP. Not bad. Nipple lasers coming out on the left here.
All right. Opting to heal instead of trying to blitz down one of the arms. Probably an okay call here.
Yeah.
All right. Survives the boomerangs.
Very good. When Lavos 2's arms are up, I think it's pretty wise to play defensively. There are times you can get away with being really aggressive, but those things will really tear you apart quick. So absolutely nothing wrong with taking the heal first. X-Strike, and then meanwhile having Marl start with haste, which is a great call.
Ozzy down. Well, Ozzy quote-unquote down on Kiyu's side. I think he has charm. I just think he chose not to use it here, or forgot to use it.
Yeah, he does have it. He just didn't use it, I guess. Possibly didn't think to. Those chains are some of the special enemies that I think have 0 HP, which means doing anything to them, including charm or missing them with your weapon, will take them out. And because it came up in Discord the other day, Mother Brain's monitors have 1 hit point. Charm does not kill them.
Magus is Magus.
Ooh, Vanilla Magus.
Isn't he supposed to be all like red and angry looking when he's?
I wonder if that got fixed.
You mean broken? It was better.
Well, fair enough.
Where'd that stop come from? Oh, the hand. The hand.
On
Yeah.
smercjd, yeah, the hand. Right before he took it out. Yes, those arms get up to all kinds of nasty shenanigans when you leave them alive for a long time. Well, that wasn't a very long time, but they get up to nasty shenanigans right away.
Put the
Alright.
evil-looking Magus back. He was better. Chrono's down, but getting up. Flame Battle's going out, which means you have another
round before Shadow Slay comes, or not Shadow Slay, Shadow Doomblaze. We've already seen Shadow Slay. That said, if you're topped off, most people are going to survive that first Shadow Doomblaze, and after the big attack goes off, Inner Lavos will take some time to raise his attack power and, I don't know, recharge. You get some free turns to work with.
He takes a little nap.
Yeah. You know, again, getting him down before Shadow Doomblaze is one of those, it's more of a speed benefit than anything else things. You're probably still going to be okay. Do we think Smirk will get a sub 2 time? I think it is absolutely possible. I mean, I want to say that I usually imagine needing about 10 minutes to do all
Swag
of Lavos.
finish.
Yeah! Ugh. It's so pretty. And it's good damage.
A speed
Ooh,
tab.
moon armor. And a speed tab.
That'll get everyone to star speed.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, as long as nothing horrible happens during Lava's core, I'd say he's got this. Nice drop kick on Magus on Q's side. I am a huge proponent of ignore the barriers, punch Magus in the face. So that's I like to see that strategy. And there goes the dark matter as he's switched into his second form. Marl goes down, but looks like Q was very wisely geared up, and 2 of his characters were able to absorb that. So, Magus, this boss fight is actually randomized, and it can be any of the playable characters, and that ultimate attack is going to change to a different element. If it's somebody else, like Chrono or Robo, it's going to be lightning, Marl or Frog. It will be water. Luca will do fire. Ayla is non-elemental. So, Ayla is the one that you can't absorb, but when you go up there and see who it is, you'll have time to open the menu, and if you've got equipment that can mitigate those elements, that's absolutely an option.
Magus is down.
But I like to just if I can hit harder physically, I just like to hit him hard so that he changes his barrier. And then if I've got an element that I can hit harder with, I will use it if the opportunity arises. But like sometimes those barriers can just make the battle last too long, and I get impatient. All right, Lava's core.
Yeah, and Aku pointing out using Frog to lower Magus's magic defense. That was added to the Grand Leon as well now, so you don't have to switch to the Mass Moon if you have the Grand Leon equipped already.
Yes, I think that's a fairly recent change, and one that we're all very happy about. Yeah, but only recently does the Grand Leon do it too, but it does now, so we're very happy.
Zelfer needs to watch more restreams.
Yeah.
or less, unless you.
Yeah, for the sake of the rest of us. Like, who do I? Oh, well, you have to be scared of Zelfer, maybe. I have to be potentially scared of Chokosura. I've got another round before I have to be scared of you guys.
Hold on, /ban Zelfer. Arc Impulse.
Nice. And yeah, you know, Mian's right. Like, Q's frog is absolutely benefiting from that Northern Ruins power up, and I don't know, it would be interesting to see how that was working out for him if he had done fewer checks, because, you know, Smirk was just like on top of those checks. And there's luck involved in that. We all have good luck and bad luck. But Smirk's route through the seed was very good to him.
Yep, sometimes you just pick the right dungeons.
Yep.
That's just how Rando goes.
Oof. Here comes a Grand Stone. It looks like Smirk is pretty topped off, so I doubt this will wipe him or anything. Okay, yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, he's put no damage into that center bit yet.
I'm still scarred from the first time Grand Stone hit me, like, as a child, and I remember the 4-digit damage on my characters that cap out at 3.
Yeah.
So, you know how it is. The game opens up, so you go try fighting Lavos, and Lavos is still 20 levels too high, so you go do side quests. That's pretty much what it's designed to make you do, I think. Okay. Atropos is down in the throne room.
Is Arc Impulse blue damage?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
You know, Ozzy's trio does that, like, opposite version Evil Impulse with fire. That's only in the Ozzy's Fort fight, which we only really see in the Legacy of Cyrus category.
This is going to be close if I've been counting. Might have to do one more. Nope, there it is.
Yeah, GG Smirk.
Got our time. Got our winner.
156.24-ish, I think.
156.26 in race time.
Okay.
Seeing him chat in the race time room. OMG. OMG.
He ran a very solid seed that he should be proud of.
Definitely keeping his cool after the soft lock is definitely difficult.
Yeah, no, that's just sometimes bad things happen to you, but you never know what's going on the other side. Never give up. And I'm sure we will get him in here for an interview in just a second. Yeah, this soft lock. We'd never seen it before. Smirk was running through Hecarim Cave, and as there's the corridor with the sealed chest and the gin bottle, and he got into the fight with the gin bottle, and the octoblushes started popping out, and it froze. Yep, there's the clip.
Yeah.
Rough, dirty yogurt. What is with these URLs?
I don't know.
That's inappropriate.
Rough, dirty yogurt, dendy face. All right, Twitch.
That's not okay. Oh, yes, quote unquote, congratulations for discovering a new soft lock.
And yeah,
Welcome,
he's joined
and
us.
Gigi. Oh, yeah, you discovered a new soft lock.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, we've never seen that. We were sitting here
Oh
like, oh
my
my god,
god.
no!
All I
Oh.
wanted was a little bit more experience. I didn't know what boss I was walking into. I just wanted some more tech points, man.
Oh, I know. And I hate that set you back. Anyone who wasn't watching, the soft lock in Heckard's Cave actually set Smurf back. He had to redo Xenon Bridge as well, which he did fabulously, and breezed through the rest of the seed. You did fantastic.
Thank you so much. I was like, okay, I can't give up because that's disrespectful to my opponent. I just gotta play it through. And I was like, if I have any chance, I'm just gonna skip everything. So I don't know if you noticed, but I wasn't getting chests. I was just like, no,
Oh yeah,
I'm just gonna go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could tell you were in panic mode, but yeah, you went through that pretty efficiently.
A sub 2?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much time I actually lost there, but I think it was around the 15 to 20 minutes. So
Think
I
so.
was
think
like,
so.
how? So that must mean Q must have done quite a lot more. I can see on his tracker there. That's the only way.
Yeah, he's in the Ocean Palace now. He did a couple more checks than you did. Yeah.
He actually went
Yeah, he's
Megasco
back.
mode.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
He didn't do Reptite Lair, because I think that's where you got your pop that led to your ruby knife.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
He wound up finding the pendant on Mount Woe, I think. Yeah, and then got the prism shard, and then with the prism shard and the moonstone, got the sword pieces.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Nice,
Which is good. At least they were both sword pieces. That's what Azure guessed, but I guessed it would be like a sword piece and the clone. So I guess I'm glad that like I didn't commentate or curse them even worse. But and at least it wasn't the jerky. That was the other option.
Yeah, that could have been that.
Yeah, I didn't see where the jerky was. Neither of you ran into it. So
Yeah.
jerky was on desert. Okay, behind Robo locked on the burrow.
Oh yeah, okay. So we're never gonna see that.
Yeah. So
Did he get any? Oh, go ahead.
one of my highlights of the stream was both of you getting the hero medal from Denadoro Mountain, and then just breaking into Robo's burrow and stealing his ribbon, and then leaving him there.
Yeah. Just like stick your hand in his dresser and like pick something out to wear tonight, but he can't come.
It was kind of sad. I was like, "Oh man, Robo Ribbon, he's right here." And I was like, "Oh, that's not happening. Hi, Robo."
I was like, yeah, okay, I guess you can borrow it.
So where was Isla and Magus?
So Ayla was behind Cathedral.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Magus was he was the Dactyl character, right?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
And your pendant was on Woe,
Yep.
which put Luca in
Luca
Proto.
was Proto.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So we didn't see any Lucas. And Q also did Northern Ruins to get the speed on Frog.
Oh, nice. Wow. Okay.
He went one step further. Yeah, he went one step further than
Yeah, he
Grand
did.
Hero Frog. He went for Grand Legend Frog.
Yep.
Grand Legend. Well, GG's to him then. That he deserves it right there. Oh man, did he get any other cool items and stuff? Like during WoW and all that, like any prison stacks or.
The biggest
see
thing
too
on WoW
much,
I saw, was posted in chat, was Slasher 2 Plus.
Yeah, there was some okay stuff, but nothing like super exciting popped up, I think. You know, nothing that makes us all like cheer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apparently there were prison specs.
I didn't see them pop up. I don't know if he got the first chest. I know you ran by the first chest, because I skipped that chest once and there was a rainbow in it, and I will never forget it. But
Oh man.
you know how the curse is.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Looks like
Yeah,
we,
did I miss anything super crazy on my route, I guess? Because
well, I guess there were prism specs, but clearly you did fine without them.
yeah, I was like speed tabs, and like I remember right before that glitch happened, I stopped by Milkwire's little house and saw those black males that were
Mhm.
+2 speed and something else. So I was like, I gotta buy those ASAP. So I had maxed out speed on everybody with Marl for haste. And yeah, just arc impulsing on Lavos, just like, no, I won't let his defense go back up.
Yes, we love triple text, by the way. Very swag, very cool. So anytime a runner does triple text, we have a good time.
Yay! Oh man.
Pseudo Arc is already
Yeah, I was.
on repairing the Hecarim soft lock.
Yep.
Oh, good. Sorry, Pseudo Arc. I didn't mean to find it. I promise. Not in the restreamed race. That's not the spot I want to find that.
No. Ugh. But
Oh
you
my
really
gosh.
pulled that together, and I mean, you got a great time. So
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Lord Batsy. That means a lot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better, and and I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I was getting like all the skips before that soft lock, and then after the soft lock, I hit like all the encounters. Like, no, I skipped
always. Anytime something bad happens and you have to like do it over, that's always what happens. It's just like how curses work.
It was so sad.
Yeah, I felt for you, but honestly, you did great. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
You got the Wonder Bow.
looking forward to
Ooh.
your opponent next week. Is there any trash talk you want to throw out at them?
Oh, I forget who he is. He's not a very big name, not very well known. Like, I don't think he plays like ever, and I heard he's kind of bad. So that should be a freebie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
If you can see my face right now. Oh my gosh, for sure.
Yeah.
Just kidding, obviously.
Yes.
The opposite of what I said.
Yes. No, everybody look forward to Azure and Smirk's race next week. I'm sure they'll get it scheduled soon.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
while we're on that, Q is on his double Yakra fight,
Yep.
looking to finish off his seeds. So we'll cheer him on along the way.
Yep.
I was pretty happy to see Yakra here. Not too scary.
He's not too bad.
Yeah.
He kind of does damage and that's it.
Yeah. So as long as you heal after his counterattacks, you're mostly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was also a little concerned with Obstacle because I didn't have the money to buy amulets. So
Yeah, right, and you didn't find Magus, so
Luckily, it was just
no,
sleep.
no free one.
yeah, I was happy with that. Just like, oh thank goodness.
Sleep is definitely one of the more manageable obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but for some reason I thought haste cured stop, but it didn't.
Right.
So-
It cures slow, but not stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
That almost got me because I was like, oh, this will heal his stop and I'll just heal my party up. And then next thing I know, it didn't heal him. And then Chrono's dead. And I'm like, ah!
You might be the time hat will counter. I think time hat counters slow and stop.
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
And I think those status effect helmets, at least most of them, aren't affected all the way by gear rando, which is to say things like vigil hats and time hats keep their effect. I think they can get bonuses. But
Okay.
like vigil hats won't lose their protect all. Prism helms will get it swapped maybe, but vigil hats won't.
Okay. The ones that
So-
are like specific to. Well, no, because visual hats all, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah. They both protect from all, but
Okay.
vigil hats are like an earlier item since you can unlock. They come from Sunken Desert in vanilla. They come from Fiona's Shrine actually. And you can do that before like Zeal Falls actually. You can do that before you go back there to go to the Ocean Palace.
Even if you haven't done the desert?
Oh, what I'm saying is in vanilla you can do desert before like Ocean Palace. It opens up. Most people probably find it later, but it can open up that early, and that's where you get the vigil hats.
Gotcha.
Whereas prism helms are like end game, and they're you know, a lot stronger defensively.
Q recovered there really well. Was on the ropes there for a second, but everything's fine now.
Yakra? Yep. The thing to know about that twin boss fight too is that just because of the way the boss animations work, I guess, is the first one tends to die silently if you kill them separately. You might not notice it's down.
What if there's a way to change that? Which one? How that works? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not as like scary when it's like Yakra, but like if it's like Golem, for example, that one can be a little bit scary because if you're like, you know, using like a specific strategy and you meant to hit one and then it died, but you hit the other and give it a different, you know, ability or whatever, then it's like, uh-oh, whoops.
Yeah, it depends on your party, because like if you've got just like a full screen fire or ice to hit them with at the end of whatever you're doing, then it's pretty safe. But you know, it's a randomizer. You don't know what party you're using, so it's you can't necessarily plan for that.
Right. Oh, he saved all his speed
Oh,
times.
if anyone doesn't know, still, he has been adjusted, but Dalton is allowed in the twins. And I found out by surprise, and it sucked. So now you know. Everybody knows.
I was testing the boss randomizer early on, and I randomly stumbled upon Double Dalton Plus, and I immediately messaged PseudoArc. I'm like, "Is this a bug?"
I was playing a
It's a
casual.
feature.
I was racing casually with some folks, and I was like, "What?" I wasn't first. Was.
Oh, Dalton. Zelfer's comment.
No, it's not a happy thing to know about.
Zelfer has learned a lot watching today's race, unfortunately.
That said, you know, Beast Toss. Beast Toss was good. He can be Beast Tossed.
I was actually, Beast Toss is surprisingly strong.
It's
really
pick.
strong. It's really the weakness of Beast Toss is the things that you can't use it against, which is most of the like final bosses. I don't know if you can throw Zeal one. Maybe you can.
You can.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, it makes sense you could throw her, but like.
But not Magnet Machine or Zeal.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the asyncs. I was using Beast Toss and I threw her.
Right. There goes that obstacle off for Q. And here comes the energy release, so everyone's going to be awake, but hurting. Good heal.
You can throw Ice Aussie? Really? That's awesome.
Yes, Zelfer, please do that.
We all just need to keep that in mind. If any of us get to Aussie with the correct text, we need to be doing that.
Right. Yeah.
Yep, this form of Outer Lavos has 12,000 HP. So those 4K drop kicks are very nice.
Yeah, that's just enough to get it to 12 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice indeed.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. You step on the save point, but you're like too fast to open the menu usually, and then can't use your shelter.
It's like,
All right, so we're moving into Lavos 2.
Yep, here we go.
wait a minute, what is this pseudo arc? I'm DQ'd for finding the soft lock? I missed that.
No, it's a joke. It's fine.
Dang it.
I don't want to set that precedence. I find bugs all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what strategy he goes with. He's probably going to try to take out the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4K could have almost taken out the right arm.
One of them, yeah. This won't kill the right arm, but, well, we'll see. Depending on what it does. Yeah, okay, they're good. Because it didn't do a boomerang. That's the trick.
As long as you take down one arm before it gets its turn, it won't boomerang you.
Yeah, at least not right away.
No,
if you sit around too long, it might.
It definitely still can. Like, I think its next thing it gets queued up pretty quick to boomerang again, but yeah. Luckily, first in that script is heal center bit.
Yep. Keep toss.
Alright, so now we just wait for that obstacle to come out.
Yep, and there it is. And now Lavos is vulnerable.
Only 2 to sleep? That's not so bad. $19.50 for your triple kicks. That's real nice to see.
Oh yeah. The poison, less nice. It can be dealt with, but most negative status effects make your characters do less damage, so... Another cube toss. This is always a good one.
Yeah. Cube toss is a underrated dual tech. It's cheap, it does a lot of damage.
Yep. I, for one, am glad for a lot of the Marl rebalancing. I mean, it's not like she was ever unusable. I think good players knew how to use Marl, but I like that she's been rebalanced, and I like that she's easier to use now.
Yeah, like, I think, I don't know if it's because I've gotten comfortable or the rebalance, probably a combination of the two, but like, if I had started with Marl, Frog, and Colonel in the cast, I would have definitely gone to at least the Cathedral character, if not checking like Dactylus or something to replace her. But this time I felt comfortable enough to, I have 2 of the characters that could be blocking items. That's enough for me. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marl is definitely in a great spot now, and she doesn't feel like she's outshining anybody. She doesn't feel underwhelming.
Yep.
And she's helpful for like just being more comfortable. Like I normally I grind a lot more at that grind spot, but I fought Lavos at level 30 I think this time, which is probably the lowest I've ever fought Lavos at. So
congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Again, I was like panicking, but I was like, I have Marl. It should be fine, right? Re-raise everything, haste everything.
Yep. Well, and I mean, haste is one of those things that becomes very valuable right at the end in terms of the speedrun, because, in the early part of the game, sometimes the animation takes longer than is worth it, but Lavos is so fast, and Queen Zeal is pretty fast too. If you've gone Omen, like, it turns those battles into, like, a cakewalk.
Yeah.
It really does, yeah.
Crying heavens.
So the I always forget the places the middle Lavos goes to, or the Lavos teleports to. Is that randomized, or is it going to be like the same order as what I got?
He has 4 different scripts that he goes with, so it's not really it's random which of the 4 he picks, but then after that he'll fulfill the script and it won't be random. So
Gotcha.
he can start in present and do the status effect one on you. Or he can start in prehistory with the big rock.
Good gravy. 4,000 damage on drop kick.
Those drop kicks. Or he can do the lightning, or he'll get slappy. Those are the 4 things he'll do first. And when he's time warping, he'll go to other eras afterwards. Like, I think prehistory is followed by Middle Ages or something like that. I'll have to look it up. But once you see what he does first, you can predict its next several moves.
Gotcha. Yeah, this looks like it's going nice and
Yeah,
easy
I think
for
it's
Q
one
here.
more hit.
Yep.
Zelfer, stop learning.
I know. You don't need to learn. You're already like code seed or something.
Oh,
Zelfer knew
stop.
everything. Oh gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get this.
Yeah, the random effects. I think it's still fine.
I don't think that Jets of Time messes too much with most of the enemy scripts. So there's if you just go to GameFAQs, there's a vanilla guide to the enemy AI scripts, and they just wrote them out in like pseudocode. It's really easy to read. So if you're interested in enemy scripts, that is a great resource.
The character
Right.
names.
That should do it, right? No, not quite. Okay.
Uno mas.
Yep. There it goes, turning itself back on, so then time warp and it'll turn itself back off, and yep, here we go.
Here comes the GGs. Here we go. GG's to Q.
Jeez, Q.
Official time of 2:20:52.
All right. Okay.
Q will go on to face the...
He's going to face the loser of my match next week. So
Nice.
that will be, and I will face the winner of Corinth versus Esper on Thursday. So it's going to be one of us 3.
Exciting.
Yeah, so this is it's called double elimination, right?
Yep.
Yes, we're running a double elimination tournament, and we've got 12 people. So that means the top 4 seeds received a bye in this first round, and we are awaiting these first 4 matches to decide our opponents. I say our, I'm in number 4. Chokosura is seed number 1, AzureCale is seed number 2, Zelfer is seed number 3. And then once those round 2 matches get settled, then everything will have settled out so that everyone can be playing in the same week.
All right, we'll see if Q's gonna hop in for a post-match interview. I'll just turn on some music. Oh, that is not Chrono Trigger music. What happened here?
We may never find out where we took the king's daughter. Yep. Yes, well, many of us are fans of petting the validation cat. Q is not a fan of cats.
Oh.
I will pet my own validation cat.
All right.
But let's see if we can get him in here in just a second if he wants. And let's see. In the meantime, tomorrow's race is at 9 o'clock Eastern, I think. Ah, there's Q. Welcome in. And GG.
Yep. I mean, I gotta do
GG's
some
you.
memes. I'm very happy to always do some memes.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's fun seeing you go into Northern Ruins.
I'm like, I have got Frog. I got Grand Leon. It actually paid off, so I'm happy that I gotta do some memes and actually pay
Yeah.
off.
No, I mean, honestly, you did a lot more checks than Smirk did, and I think that was the big deciding factor. I mean, you were playing pretty well.
Yeah.
I can't really see myself doing any better checks on that way, other than things I normally clown route because I'm playing against a better runner.
I mean, sometimes it's just you have to make a call, and sometimes it's a good call, sometimes it's not. I mean, and the Prism Shard to that Magus' Castle Go mode wasn't that bad at all. The Ruby Knife was behind Giant's Claw, and the Pop was on Reptite Lair.
That's what I figured. And
Yep.
I'm like, I thought about it. I thought about Giant's Claw. I'm like, nope. It's the same reason I skipped a lot of checks earlier. I'm playing against a better runner. I got a clown route if I'm not gonna
So-
a better run.
So we didn't see any of the other two Omen pieces, and we didn't see the Jerky, so, you know.
Omen was Eris and Gino.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what I
Did you
figured
say
at
I'm
that
a
point.
better runner?
Yeah.
What?
I thought about going straight Gino. I did
Yeah.
right
I
when I
mean-
got the future. I clown route.
It's a thing you can do.
Yeah, overall,
I-
I'm always surprised when Q takes Marl to the finish.
You and me
Yep.
both.
No, I mean, we were talking a little bit during the run still, but Marl's rebalance was pretty good, I think.
She had ice too this seed. That means she's actually good.
She did have ice too. She's gotten an extra point of starting speed. I don't remember exactly when we added that. I think it was like a little before Camp Specchio, maybe, but and she has re-raise, so she's just kind of useful in many more situations now, and we've given her back her speed advantage that she's supposed to have over Luca and Robo.
I mean, this was a seed where I've actually executed why when Marley is good. Because
Mhm.
you saw me moving back and forth between using drop kick and cube toss a lot.
Cube toss, yeah.
Mhm.
No,
And
cube toss is great.
I'm well known for my Marl hatred, but like in this seed, she was actually useful because she learned Ice 2
Mhm.
early. She had a re-raise. I used her haste effectively. I actually had a pretty good session of showing when Marley is useful. I just
Yeah.
wish she was useful more.
Yeah, I mean, she's my least favorite character, but I think between a lot of the qualifiers, she showed up with Ice 2 early in a couple of our qualifiers as well at this race. We're really showing off the good side of Marl lately. And you know, she's not good in every situation, but she's definitely not just that one character that you're like, ugh, well now I have to go replace her anymore.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the other shoe to drop on the rest of these seeds for her, but
Yeah, we'll
Dude,
see.
I can't wait until Ice 2 and Haste are in 7 and 8 seeds like they normally are. So
yeah, 6, 7, 8, re-raise, haste, ice 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I would not wait that long. If she didn't have like one of them up front, she'd already be gone probably.
this is me warning people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there is a seed for everything. I was more sad because I wanted to go back and go get Robo.
Hmm.
We found the Silver Rock earlier. and I really wanted
Oh,
to show
yeah.
off spin strike, and I'm like,
Strike.
I looked at what the Giga Arm was. I'm like, you're fine. Giga Arm wasn't anything special, unfortunately. It was a good seed for doing spin strike, but I was like, There's the same reason that you don't really typically run a lot of the triple techs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Smirk actually was spamming Arc Impulse at the end there to very good effect. But so what I will say is we love triple techs for the swag. So whether or not they're a good strategic decision, the comms people will absolutely praise you for doing so.
I tried.
Yeah. With that, our next match is tomorrow, in about half hour from this time, 9 p.m. Eastern. It is I'm All In versus One Free Fits. And then shortly after that start time is Akuhash versus Mershana. We're going to figure out a way to get those both broadcasted. They just won't be simulcasted.
Yes, I think the Akuhaish versus Mershana one is the one that's going to be rerun, but we will confirm that.
Yeah. But for tonight, thank you, Racers. It was a really great show.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you,
Azure, for
guys.
being my comms buddy.
Hey, I was about to say that. You stole my line.
Oops.
I wanted to say that too. Thank you for doing the comms and the restream, you guys. It's
Oh,
really
happy
awesome.
to.
Yeah.
And big GG's to Q again. Good luck in your future matches in the next round.
Yep, GGD both.
So I will cut stream there, but everyone, thank you so much for coming out. Check out the VOD if you got in late. Early stuff was exciting, and we look forward to seeing you on the next race.
Yeah, and if you're not in our Discord, there's a link on the front page of our website, which is ctjot.com. Please come in and hang out with us. We love new people. Maybe a little too much. But no, seriously, it's super friendly. Good night, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.